Hey kids, it's back for another one of those Cooking with John's. Is that what it's called? I have no idea what I put on my playlist. Is it Cooking with John? Or is it John's Cooking Vlogs? It's one of two. I'll have to find that out later. If you subscribe to my channel, John T Food 66, go to the playlist. You'll find out for sure. So anyways, John Thomas here, and we are going to cook a pork hock. Why a pork hock? By the way, I'd like to show my sign. And for viewers of my channel, I want to show you something. Check this out. See that wall that was once covered in grease stains? How I said I was gonna paint it and stuff like that. I discovered something. First when you fry a lot, as my sign says, the grease splatters and what. But I discovered something the other day. That if you take wipes, just use a little bit of elbow grease, you can get the majority of those splatter spots off. So that's a lesson to myself. You could have painted your whole kitchen, or actually, this at my face. Here, let's aim it at the chest. Check out that shirt. I got. Okay, so it's Sunday. It's 1:30 in the morning, and I'm gonna be cooking these pork hocks overnight. So this will probably take about 4 hours. And so here's the method. So I'm gonna take star anise. I'm gonna put that in my motor. I almost said motor. Oh my god, I can't talk. So I've been a lot cleaning. Gotta get something without dropping all my plastic container. We're gonna put this in the mortar and pestle, and we're gonna, basically grind it up as much, and then we're gonna season it with basically star anise, salt, a little pepper, and in case you're wondering, I did a duck legs, almost exactly the same, and basically star anise also works really well with pork. It works really well with duck. The duck came out amazing a couple of weeks ago when I did it. So I thought, let's do it with pork. And the reason why I'm doing it at 1:30 in the morning, Saturday night, Sunday morning, May the 3rd, is because I just woke up. Unfortunately, because of COVID-19, I was out all day. I had a really beautiful bike ride. I went here and there, did some shopping. In my last vlog, this is the home. This is from Ross Ward. And this little bird, made from furniture, now sits next to my succulents. And I bought that little baby for $10, and it's next to my plants. And yeah, so that's that. But I'm getting a little off track because we're going to cook pork hocks. So my mother, God rest her soul, used to cook a lot of pork hocks because we were poor. She's a single mother. She did the best she can. But I came up with this recipe from Google because I Google it, and one Google recipe is how to make pork hocks in the oven, and it comes out crispy. Because my mother would have taken it, put it in a pot, and boiled it. But what I'm going to do, thanks to the internet, I'm going to season up like new. I've coated it with oil, extra virgin olive oil, and we're going to put it in the oven. We're starting at 450. And we'll probably leave it at 450 for a while, then we'll lower it a little later. In the oven, I've got beets cooking now, so I've got to be cognizant of that. And anyways, in about a few hours, actually I'm not quite too sure how long it's going to take, because I actually forget the last time I did this. I did this several months ago. So the cooking time I will put in the description or at the end of this video, and I will tell you the total cooking time. But for right now, we're gonna season this baby up. I'll show you what it looks like with the star anise covered with it in the foil, and then we'll come back, and I'll be back soon. Coming back. Okay, there you have it. I've covered it now. So I ground up um, the star anise in the mortar and pestle as best I could. It's roughly, like, I guess technically if you wanted to, you could put this in a blender. I've got a blender, but the only problem is when you blend star anise in a blender or something like that, it's very hard to clean because the aroma of star anise is very strong. And if you use it in the blender to grind up to it like a fine powder, you're going to find that the everything you blend after doing that is going to have a little hint of star anise because you have to clean your blender or other food device like a coffee grinder really well. Actually, one time I ground stuff in a sardines in a coffee grinder. I actually had to throw it out because the aroma was so overpowering. It overpowered everything else. So anyway, so right now, all we're gonna do is we're gonna take this, put it in the foil. Now I've got a little tripod action, so I'm gonna see if I can actually start practicing. Um, Sort of taking a time out all the time. I'll see if I can actually film myself doing something. Okay, so let's set that up. Yeah, okay. Okay. So basically, now I thank the internet for this because this recipe is straight out of the internet. And now this is a huge pork hock. I've also cut, if you can see, I've made 2 slits on either side. That helps for it to cook. Okay, that helps to go inside. And it's oiled all around, salt and pepper, just a little bit of pepper, but it's salt and a lot of sardines. And we're gonna just wrap this up. And because this baby is so big, we're gonna have to put a little extra foil, which is fine, by the way, because this is a long cooking process. And I've actually never cooked it without the foil. This is I think my 4th time doing pork hocks like this. And I say hock, which is a hock, a single one. But you can do multiple if you like. And if you like pork, the hock is a very underrated cut. My mother would always get cooked the meat like this. For the simple reason was we didn't have enough money on doing that. And it's good with feeding people when you don't have too much money. They're the inexpensive cuts of meat. And I love pork. I love the fat. And the nice thing about this, when this comes out of the oven from the foil in several hours, I'll tell you the cooking time after it's cooked, is how beautiful roasted it will be. The skin will be crispy. The meat will be totally tender. It will be totally fall off the bone, just as you do when you boil it. But instead of having that boiled taste, it's going to have that roasted taste, which is also nice. And now because I did it with star anise, which is in the remnants of this plate, which I season the pork hock with, that's how this is going to flavor. And I'll be eating that tomorrow for dinner because that'll be supper tomorrow. And that's it. So we'll come back and I'll let you know how everything turns out when it's cooked. And that'll be a few hours from now. And I'll let you look at the finished product. So coming back soon. And there's my side. It's my kitchen. I'll fry if I want to. And my walls are clean. Woo! Thanks, elbow grease. Thanks, baby wipes. Coming back. So I thought I'd come back and just briefly explain a couple of things about what I'm doing. So I'm starting the pork hocks that are in the oven at 450 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm going to let that go for, let's say about an hour. So I'll be up for a while just because I completely passed out around 7 o'clock and I just literally woke up around 12. I don't know why I'm pointing at my clock. And so I'll let this go for about an hour. So around 2:30, I'll probably lower the heat to around 300 Fahrenheit, say something like that. So this is going to be a slow roast. Just want to get it up to temperature, let it get all hot inside the foil. So sorry, I can't be more articulate. Oh, these technical terms, my God. It's going to get hot in the oven, John? My God. Wow. Yes, I have a red seal. Oh, college, my God, yeah. Oh, the years of training. Ovens are hot. Also, in my oven, my little ghetto oven with my broken door, which I have to use the claw. We don't have maintenance, so that's how we shut the door. It's on the bottom rack. So that's usually my method of how I slow roast my meats. I always put it on a lower rack. I'll start at a higher temperature and then I'll lower it. And that's my method. It's a method you can use for almost any slow roasting of meat, right? Especially roast beef. Roast beef you wouldn't be covered in foil, but you could start it high and then lower it and cook it for several hours. I had a boss who told me that one place would cook their racks, big racks of prime rib, not like small. We're talking huge restaurant size for like 12 hours at 250 degrees Fahrenheit. And it's one of the easiest ways of cooking. And sometimes I cook overnight for the simple reason being that by the time I wake up in the morning, and I'll wake up around probably 5 or 6. Yeah, it'll be totally cooked. I'll let it cool off along with my beets because I've got some beets in the oven. And yeah, that's it. So this is a little vlog, and I want to show my few viewers something. This is a painting I've showed off before. Something I found in the trash in my workplace. I love this painting. Yeah. I want to show my balcony because this is basically a little vlog, and it's nice because it's finally not freezing cold. It's a shot from my balcony. Twin Towers of where I live in Parkdale, the infamous West Lodge Towers, and yeah, it's just a peaceful night, and yeah, that's life. This is the life in COVID-19, the pandemic. Spent a lot of time inside, bicycle a lot, cook a lot, and probably vlogging a little more than I used to. Just because I have more time, because I used to go out and see live music, but that's been taken away from me now because of this pandemic, and slowly that will all come back, but it is a slow process. So we'll say bye for now. We'll be back to show you the finished product, and coming back soon with a cooked pork hock, seasoned with star anise, slow roasted in the oven. Coming back soon. Hey gang, we're back. It's John again in my kitchen, looking at a pork hock that is been baking lovely. So basically, I turned down the heat around 3 o'clock in the morning. That's what time I went to bed, by the way. And I turned it down to 275. But I realized because it's not crispy and all completely tender, although it is cooked through, I will give it that. So this is kind of like this is how I was expecting it to come out. But technically, this is cooked because this has been since 1:30, and it is now 5:30. Prove that it's 5:30. Let's go out into our lovely patio. The sun is coming out. Isn't that amazing? Life is beautiful. I have to admit that. Life is beautiful. You know, this is a very special time in my life, I guess. Sometimes I should appreciate everything. I don't know if I'm appreciating everything because of the COVID-19. Also, I just picked these from a garden. I was going to give them to a young lady yesterday, but she wasn't at her workplace, so they're now residing on my table with my rosemary plant, my succulents, my little birdie from Rossford. God bless you, my man. I just got that the other day. I have no idea what that is. And just for fun, I got this from Dollarama 2 weeks ago. And they actually look real. These are fake guys, these fake carnations, and these other things have names too, which I don't know. I just thought that would look good on my table. And these lovely flowers are actually from St. James Garden in St. James Park. But I thought, just with the global pandemic and stuff, that hopefully no one's going to give me a hard time for picking a few flowers. I thought they were for this really lovely woman. Well, she's lovely, and I was going to give them to you. Okay, that's a little too personal, yeah. But wish me luck. I'll see her sometime this week. My plan is I'm going to take a photo of the flowers. These are tulips. That's a daffodil. And that's some purple job, which I don't know. Hey. Knowledge is key, but unfortunately I don't have that knowledge. So basically, now these are beets that I was roasting when the pork went in the oven, the beets are in there as well. These are golden beets roasted. And these took about 2 hours at 450. And they're perfectly cooked, actually. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do this again in parts. So although this will all be one part of one video, I'm going to wrap this baby up. And now we're going to put it back at 450. And we're going to let it sit for maybe 2 hours, and all the skin should get crispy up again. So what I realized is sometimes, unfortunately, I do all these vlogs very impromptu. I just do them like on the seat of my pants, on the fly. Is that one way of saying it? And I should actually do a little research to do it so I would be a little more polished because then I realized I haven't really followed the recipe. And as I put these back in the oven, I'm going to actually follow the recipe and figure out what I did wrong because technically, if you cook them for 4 hours, this would have came out crispy. But it is nicely cooked. It's got a beautiful aroma. The star anise smells absolutely lovely, and it goes beautiful with pork. And so, just to give you an idea on when this is cooked, we will be serving it with beets, probably some kind of cabbage product, probably some kind of mustard. I've got grainy mustard in my fridge, and probably applesauce. You can do a lot of, and you can season it with a lot of different things. And next time we come back, it will be cooked. I promise you, because uh, I'm a man of my word, and you can trust me because I'm on YouTube. Yeah. Remember, if it's on YouTube, it must be true. Back soon, John T. Food 66 YouTube channel. Coming back soon.